Hi, this is Phil Fry, Director of Business and Finance for the Sun Prairie Area School District, giving the school board and the public a report on the approval of the 23-24 tax levy. At this time, you've probably seen the previous report on the adoption of the budget. So that's kind of step one. And step two is to set the tax levy in place. So the budget will be funded by tax money. So attachment one, again, is the 6590 report, which we're still working on, but that's the original budget that, again, hopefully you've approved by now. Attachment two, just go through these, is our equalized aid that we received from the state. You can see we're going up 3.4% for 23-24, which is okay, but actually a little bit less than what the July 1st estimate was from DPI. So because our equalized aid is less, we had to shift that money to taxes. So I reported that in the original budget discussion. But you can see our equalized aid, how that's for the last 5 years has worked out. So the next thing is, what is our property values, or what is called equalized value for the district? So we've grown by 13.4%, which is awesome. You can see City of Sun Prairie grew by 13.9%. All the villages and municipalities had pretty good growth. And you can see the total property value for our district is about $7.8 billion. So very large school district. Next thing is you take those municipalities, the tax levy that we need, which is $76,889,088.5. Take the municipalities, divided by your levy, gives us a mill rate of $9.86. $9.86. And you can see how that's broken up between the municipalities. Of course, the City of Sun Prairie is the biggest part of our district, 65%. So they have the most mill rate impact. Not the most mill rate impact, but they pick up the biggest share of the 986. And then you can see City of Madison is the second biggest municipality in our district, and then Town of Bristol, Town of Sun Prairie, Town of Burke, and then the other four are pretty small. So that is the values of our district in the tax rate. Speaking of the mill rate or tax rate, you can see on this 10-year chart, the 986 will be the lowest mill rate in the last 10 years. Actually, I've gone back and it's the lowest mill rate in the last 16 years, which is pretty impressive. Part of that is because, again, we've had some really high growth in property values the last few years, but we've also had some good management of the mill rate. So you can see 10-year history of the district's mill rate, 986. Last few things I want to talk about is this chart here that you see in front of you. This breaks the levies down by general fund, debt service, Fund 80, last year, current year, fiscal year 23-24, the difference in the percentage change. Just going to the bottom, total levy went from 72.3 million to 76.9 million, rounded. A $4.6 million increase to the levy is a 6%, actually 6.3% increase to the tax levy. So part of that is because, again, that little bit less equalized aid. Part of that is we're in the second year of the revenue cap increase that we had from the November 8th, 2022 referendum. So again, our equalized values went up 13.4%. Our mill rate is dropping from 1052 to 986, a 66-cent decrease, or a 6.27% decrease in mill rate. As I mentioned at the annual meeting, and I think once or twice before, the state pumped in a lot of money to what's called the school levy credit. So school levy credit is not money that goes directly to the school districts, but it is reflected on property owners' taxes. It's a deduction. So this year it's projected that the school district will receive about $2.5 million in school levy credit. So if you take our net levy increase of 4.6 million minus the 2.5 in school levy credit, really our taxes will go up for the taxpayers about 2.2 million, 2.1 million, and a percentage increase of just under 3%. So that gets I don't want to get too confusing, but WASB and others want us to reflect that because that money will be seen on people's property taxes. I can go into more detail if you have questions about that. It's a little bit complicated, hopefully not too much, but it is a very big impact to property taxes, that school levy credit. So with that, that's my report. As always, if you have questions, if you could reach out to me, especially ahead of the meeting, would be great. And have a great day. Thank you.